Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live on this edition of Trooper Talk from the 360 Vegas studios. We have Trooper Hagstrom, and we have some really special guests today that are smiling because they're so excited to be here. Sir, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do for the Nevada State Police.
Well, my name is Sergeant Brian Drone, and I am the Commercial Administrative Sergeant for the Commercial Enforcement Bureau of Southern Nevada.
And please introduce yourself, sir.
So I'm Trooper Kevin Vostenar. I'm with Commercial Enforcement. I'm actually a road trooper, so I'm actually out doing all the vehicle inspections and work roadside.
Okay, so thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for bringing them.
Absolutely.
It's so important. I'm going to get to them first, and then I have so many things for you.
Okay.
So we're going to go over these books because this is very exciting for me. What I would like to start off with is this. Okay, first of all, you drive a pickup truck. You don't drive the normal car or the SUV that the troopers drive. So when it comes to your vehicle, it has the same stuff that's in a regular car, as well as I'd like to know what it is that your job really entails. So if you could explain that to us.
Sure. So I'll actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to bring up the one set of photos, if I can get them up here. Let's see if they, or if you have it.
I do. Let's see.
All right. So this is,
Let's go to the truck and he'll explain.
This is actually my truck. It is a working police vehicle, so it does have everything to work in it, radar units, computer, everything I need to do police work also. It is also set up for commercial enforcement. So that gives us some specialized tools. We actually carry some specific tools on our vehicles to do our jobs as commercial enforcement officers to inspect the trucks. So if the back of here, if you can kind of see it, these racks are set up for our scale system, which I'll talk about our weight and how we weigh trucks. Couple of things for us, wheel chocks as we stop our trucks so they don't roll us over while we're working under them. Creepers. So basic mechanical creeper, we'll lay on it, get under the truck, do inspections, move about under the vehicle, check the frames, brakes, all that kind of stuff that happens roadside or at our check site, which is where the vehicles are staged in that upper left-hand corner picture. All the tools and equipment in here is set up specifically for us to do our commercial inspections. Some additional equipment you can't see, it's actually buried underneath my bed, is like a height pole, measure the heights on vehicles so as they travel down the roadways, they won't hit bridges. We make sure that they're in compliance for height. And the scales are actually for weight. So this is our newest set of scales. They're called split scales. They're LTRs, LTR 788s. And they actually weigh, we can do 3 axles at a time. And we can weigh up to, these scales are good for 120,000 pounds for a set of 6.
And another thing to add on what Trooper Vostenar was saying, it's not just what damage that excess weight could possibly do over time to a vehicle, it's also, with overweight vehicles, the damage that it can do to Nevada's roadways over time. And so that's another thing that we check for compliance. And so if you are going to have an overweight vehicle, you need to have the proper permitting and things of that nature. And so if you don't have the proper permitting for the excess weight on your load, that's one thing that we look for that weight enforcement aspect.
Yeah, Neil, and I was going to add that on. If he wasn't going to touch on that, because a lot of our roads, if you're going down the road and you see all the cracks, and then you see where semis are usually traveling in the far right highways, right? You'll see the ruts in the road from the weight that they're carrying, and if they're overweight, that asphalt, you know, it starts to have that give because all that weight putting that pressure on the road.
Exactly.
So this is why they come out and weigh these trucks, not only for the mechanical features, which he's going to go over with, you know, stuff over time getting damaged on these trucks.
You find, you pull up to somebody that has a tractor trailer, and you weigh, and you ask them to weigh, and you do this type of stuff. And then what happens, like in a car, you tow the car. Like, do you, not in every situation, right?
Sure.
But is the instance that, you know, that you could tow the like?
That's actually a great question, Neil. So depending on the severity and how overweight the vehicle is, Nevada revised statutes actually allows us to offload it or require them to offload the excess weight of the load, depending on the severity of the overweight violation.
Because one of the things that we do see is on the trooper side, on the roadway side for crashes and things like this on our Nevada roadways, where sometimes tractor trailers jackknife and things like this. So this is why I'm asking, because to make someone fix the trailer would allow that person to then travel down the road. Would that be a fair statement to say?
And also I can add too is not only do they have the right to have them offload it for that excessive weight, but also they can put these trucks out of service. So what that means is if they don't have the proper paperwork, and I'm sure they'll go into it a little bit further, but if they don't have the proper paperwork or something's wrong with that load or whatever, they can actually or they're over their time. That's the biggest thing, the overtime.
Issues, yes.
They can actually have that truck pulled off the road from that, and I'll let them go off on the out of service for that.
You ready for this? What is the Nevada statute for someone who goes over the time limit of what they're supposed to do?
Okay, so that's actually a complicated question.
Okay,
so, if we're referring to hours of service,
I feel like I'm on My Cousin Vinny. Watch this, right?
so if we're referring to hours of service issues, it's actually a complicated question because there's intrastate hours of service issues, which means that basically you're just staying inside the state of Nevada. If you don't leave the state of Nevada, it's those intrastate hours of service regulations are found in Nevada Revised Statute 706. But when we start talking about overall interstate commerce and some of the exceptions and exemptions, that's actually found in Section 395 of 49 CFR.
Right.
And these are the federal guidelines that we utilize during the course of our inspections. And some might say, well, the 49 section of CFR, which is the transportation section, how do you guys enforce federal law? Well, we don't enforce federal law. So we are actually able to, with the hazmat section right here, the transportation section right here, and the out of service criteria that we utilize during our inspections as guidance and law, we've adopted that as state law by reference. And so that can actually be found in Nevada Administrative Code 706.2472. So basically when everybody's like, oh, it's DOT, they're coming to do an inspection on us, and then they're like, well, this is federal law. What gives you the right to do this?
One of the things that I really love about the Nevada State Police is the mentorship and the leadership from the top. And so to be able to be in your position and then have a question and say, what is this? Or, you know what I mean? Like, what does that feel like from your perspective to be able to have someone that's a supervisor that is able to answer all these questions for you?
Oh, it's great. He's a good reference. We the commercial units actually in general, we pretty much call each other all day long for various questions. You can see the thickness.
Yeah, no, that's why why I'm asking.
There's a lot there. So amongst the commercial officers that do the work, we pretty much keep in touch with each other daily with phone calls. Hey, I can't find this reference. Hey, what is this code? What is this? What is that? And we use each other kind of as resources to find what we need. And sometimes it'll be a call to Brian. Sometimes it'll be a call to our industry trainer, our JOP, or a judicial outreach officer. So we'll call around, and then usually somebody's got the answer or remembers where it is, and that's how we kind of find it. But we are pretty much a resource for each other. But he's a pretty good resource. He's been around long enough to know most of the rules.
That's the reason I'm saying is because in an industry where someone is on the road, I don't know how many hours, but 60% of their life or their working career, you know what I mean? Like they talk and they want to travel the roadways as best they can. And one of the things that we talked about was when the troopers went inside the big rigs, to show that the cars were trying to cut them off. And they had a trooper there, and they would pull that person over.
Our badge on board program, absolutely.
And so, Nevada State Police looks out for the truckers just as much as it does the automobiles or the motorcycles or whatever, and we all have to travel in a safe manner. Tell everybody that if they want to hang out with you, if they want to join you, if they want to do any of that stuff, where do they go?
All right. So if you want to join us, you go for the Nevada State Police. Go to Nevada State Police, the DPS website. You can go ahead and join us there. We are hiring.
And then we're going to wave goodbye. All right, see you later.